So we still don't know the answer to the riddle that is the Champions League qualification for the Premier League. What's going on with Manchester City? But what's going on with the top four? We'll talk all about that and more next. That's right, folks, back once again with another Premier League prediction show. Today, we're going to take a look at Matchday. What is it? Matchday number 36. That's right, and we'll get to that in just 1 second. If you're new to the channel, smash the old subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Premier League related, football related. We got it all here, boys. Under one Roski, that's right. Yes, so of course, when this video goes out, around about this time, we'll find out what's going on with Manchester City and have they got their European ban overturned. The vibe is probably likely because money does talk, and it can, a couple of little cheeky brown envelopes here, there, and everywhere will get them over the line. So realistically, it's looking like instead of the race for the top 5, it's looking back to the race for the top 4. And we'll talk about who's in it, who's out of it in a second. But let's get into this. Of course, big shout out to the Patrons, boys and girls. You know who you are, the fantastic dream team. It is the 11, the fantastic 11 Blackburn Rovers Patreons. Respect to all of you for supporting the channel as you do, especially through times just like this. Of course, William Shepherd, the latest in the gang. He's joined by, of course, LG and Cow, veteran of the old channel. Bianca Muller, of course, Sweetheart, Daniel Meller, Cody Cahoe, Joachim Johansson, aka No-Code Drinker, Tom Beresford. He's part of the duo that is Tom Beresford and Tom Clark, and of course the legend John Spurn, Russell Frost, Aztec Marky B Mark. So respect to all of you guys. I do appreciate it. You put a smile on my face. You get me very, very nice every morning when I know I got my Patreon. So respect to you guys. If anybody else wants to make it not a dream team anymore, but a dirty dozen, get in the old prediction, get in the old description there, patreon.com/Roverseas. I said patreon.com/Roverseas. Patreon.com/Roverseas. Anyway, let's get into the thick of things. All right, we're talking about La Premier League here, boys. We're going to take a look back, of course, matchday number 35. This is the criteria again. It does wobble around a little bit. And, of course, there is one more game left. It is the Man United Southampton game, but we don't really care about that. 0 to 3, you're in the shit-faced gang. 4 to 6, you're in the straight-faced claw. 7+, top banana. So here we go, boys and girls. We're going to kick it all off with a belter that took place at the Vitality. 4-1 win. That's right, for the Cherries. Monstrous win for them with Junior Stanislav, Dominic Solanke with a brace, and Johnny Evans, a big fat OG for Bournemouth. Jamie Vardy opened up the scoring though for Leicester. Callagher Songchonju got himself sent off on that one. Actually went with the 2-0 win for Leicester. So kudos to Bournemouth there, sticking around or hanging on in there. Villa also got themselves a massive win in the end. So both teams that were struggling picking up points, of course, everybody but Norwich. We'll talk more about them in a second. But Villa coming up with a 2-0 win. Trezeguet with a brace. Benteke with a stupid red card in the end. Actually went with Palace on this one. Wrong. Brighton did got spanked, of course, by Manchester City. Sterling with a hat-trick. Bernardo Silva and Gabriel Jesus on the score sheet. I just went with the 3-0 myself, so not too shabby. Liverpool, they could not beat them six-fingered freakazoids because they had a six-fingered freakazoid between the sticks. That's right, Nick Pope with his extra digits, keeping, of course, Liverpool at bay, dropping some points as well. So massive point for Burnley. They're going to be talking about that for years. They're going to be, oh, we managed to take points off the Premier League winners because we're freakazoids and we got extra digits. Yeah, I saw a 4-0 win on this one. So Liverpool, you let me down. Man United, they did well. Do they? I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I'm going with a 4-0 win for United on Monday night. Norwich are down. 4-0 spanking by West Ham, and Michael Antonio with a bloody 4 goals for him. Bloody hell. Straight there. Top goal scorer for West Ham the whole season. 0-0 I went with. So fair play to Antonio. Fair play to West Ham. They're hanging on in there. Sheffield United, though, surprise of the weekend. 3-0 win down at Bramall Lane. 1-1 for me. Goal scorers McGoldrick, McBurney as well. McGoldrick got a brace on that one. That's the Chris Wilder effect. Smashed them. Of course, I got this one right. 2-1 win for Mourinho's boys against Arteta. I called it. Song Yeon-min and Toby Alderweireld on the score sheet for Spurs. Alexander Lacazette. Bang on the nose, boys. Bang on the nose. Of course, Watford, my boys, did beat the Toon 2-1 on this one as well. This was on Saturday. Troy Deeney with a brace and Dwight Gale as well. 1-0 for me. Not too bad on that one. And Wolves smashed Everton 3-0. Actually went with a 2-1 win. Got the right amount of goals on this one. Go scored on them, though. Leonardo Dondonecker, Rafael Imes, and Diego Jota in the end. So 2-1. I did pretty good. Yeah, straight-faced gang squeezed in there. That's all you want to see there. This is the situation out in the Premier League at the moment. Liverpool lead lead the way, of course. 21 points clear of Manchester City. Chelsea are in third at the moment, 60 points. Leicester City are fourth, 59 points. Manchester United fifth, 58. Then Wolves, and then Sheffield United. Again, there is 9 points on the table. So mathematically, Sheffield United could get up to 63 points. So, yeah, they could get in that top 4 discussion. We'll have to wait and see. Down the foot of the table, Norwich are down. It's confirmed they're relegated. They're going to the Championship to play Rovers maybe next season. Aston Villa, Bournemouth, they are hanging on. They need a win, of course. 3 games left on the table, 9 points on the board. Possibilities that Aston Villa would get to 39 points. They realistically right now need to get maybe 34, 35 points. So they need at least 2 wins. 2 wins to save their season, I think. That's it. Bournemouth, similar sort of stuff. Because a win this weird week, I don't even know who they're playing, to be honest. We'll have a look at it in a minute. But yeah, it's looking pretty ropey for them. That's my predickaroos, and we'll take a look at yours in just a second. Just want to remind you that we've got the Prediction League next season, folks. What's the Prediction League? Well, just do what you've been doing, folks. Predict on the channel the scores, the outcomes, and then you'll automatically enter yourself into the Prediction League. And you'll, if you come on top of the table at the end of the season, you're going to get yourselves a Blackburn Rovers bit of kit. That's right, a sexy cup, sexy t-shirt, something. I don't know, something. So we'll talk more about that in a coming video because I just reached 15,000 subscribers. We'll talk more about that in the 15,000 thank you subscribers video. So make sure you come. It's going to be at the back end of the week because I've got a lot on this week. So yes, let's jump into it and take a look at how you guys got on. There's a few of you. Get the popcorn out, sit back, enjoy, let's go. Yaudi Glondonon, he did pretty shit, and there's a lot of shit guys out there, so if you get yourself a yellow face, you did very, very well. Like this guy, Official Baldelski, not too shabby. Samuel Franks, garbage. Guna Matzi, Shitteroonie. Juicy Cook, you nearly got me there, son. Shit. Jaden FC, Shitteroonie. Shepherd, legend of the Patreon gang. Respect to you, but you did shit. Donny Klinger did Shitteroonie. Real One Mars, shitster. Cody Hove, though, legend of the predictions. And, of course, Patreon, he did shit. Vincent Hong did shit. Mohammed Rafi did absolute turd. Liam Martin, double turd. Naka Karanka, he did pretty well, so he should get a little around. Joko Jamhansen, he's a prediction meister, and he's Patreon, of course, respect, but he did shit. Next up, Jack Watson, shit. Darwin Ferguson, shit. Okay, he did okay, so well done to you. Quariub, where are you? Shit. Harry Coggins did absolute gash. Global Manifestics, globally shit. Shane O'Donnell, Shitteroonie. Luka Kujutovic, he did pretty well. Burning Nangarankatang, he did pretty well. Horman Warmi did Shitteroonie. Austin Murphy, shit. Ali Wahide, he did alright. Jack Death did shit. Ranjit Kaur, what did you do? Shit. LG and Car, respect to you, my sir. Patreon, shit. Who else? Riz Ratish, shit. Sprite Can, shit. Yalfa MP, shit. Italian Stallion, not too bad. West Ham, Dalek and Paw, not too bad. Mordon, 8642, not bad. Russell Frost, Patreon, and he did very, very well. Well done to you. Syed Armo did shit. Fabian Gay away, yeah, shit. Christian Ajavi, shit. Ash, shit. Brilliant Builder, shitty predictor. Shit. Abachaku Algawango, he did pretty shit with an edit. Miles A did very, very well. Matt Harding, not too. I did shit. Classic Rowan, shit. Brad, Shitford, yes. Champ Dude, shit dude. Custis K, not too bad. Schmucky Lad, not too bad. No edit. Fair play to him. Mohin Majay, shit. Oja Hauja Boss, shit. Lee Cummins, shit. Mochi Chino Dino Nossa, did okay. Yannick Bustler, not too bad. Roberto Hollis, Shitteroonie. Football Bapper, football shitter. The Aston Villa Seal, Aston Villa shit. Bianca Muller, respected my Patreon, of course. She did very well, even though she did shit. Harrison Crane did absolutely yes. Who else we got? Fabian Ermien, shit. Ollie Gunner, whatever, wins the treble, buddy shit. So, kicking it all off, it will be Arsenal up against Liverpool on Wednesday the 15th of July. That's right, it does take place at the Emirates. There's been some Bobby Dazzlers between these two sides. The last time they played, though, was in the League Cup. It was a 5-5 bellybuster, 10-10, 10-goal stormer back in October 2019. Mustafi with a big fat OG, James Milner, Oxlade Chamberlain on the score sheet, Divock Origi with a brace, Martinelli with a brace for Arsenal, Torreira, Maitland-Niles and Willock on the score sheet as well in a 10-goal bellybuster. However, the last time they played at the Emirates in the Premier League was a 1-1 draw. Milner and Lacazette way back in 2018. Heading into this, Liverpool actually scored at least 3 goals in 8 of the 9 NAS matches against Arsenal in all competition, whereas Arsenal are undefeated in 21 of the last 23 matches at home against Liverpool. Goodness gracious me, Liverpool are undefeated in the last 10 matches against Arsenal in all competitions. They just like drawing, that's what you're telling me. Heading into this, of course, Arsenal just, there are a couple of little hiccups recently. Back-to-back no wins. They did lose to Spurs, of course, this weekend. They picked up a draw against Leicester. Meanwhile, Liverpool are shady, a little bit wobbly, just 2 wins the past 4, and that for them is a bit of a bad run. Of course, drawing with Burnley last time out, they did beat Brighton and they did beat Villa, but of course sandwiched in between the defeat against Manchester City. Heading into this, of course, the bookmakers' odds on this belly buster game of the weekend, it looks like, of course, taking place on the 15th of July. 23-10 for Arsenal, 11-4 is the draw, evens is the victory for Liverpool. Liverpool coming to this, of course, 93 points win for them, push up to 96, just 4 points off that magical 100. Meanwhile, Arsenal coming to this, 9th of the table, win for them, which push them up to 53 points above Spurs in the process. For me, I'm going with a 2-2 draw. Yeah, I think Liverpool's wheels have come off, their heads turned a little bit, and I think they're just starting to get a little bit rusty, a little bit tired, and they want the season over with. Next up is them six-finger freakazoids. Oh yes, it's Burnley. That's right. Down at Turdmore, this one. Take a dump while you're at it. Anyway, heading into this, of course, the last 6 encounters between Burnley and Wolves sees 2 wins for the Freaks, 3 draws, and 1 win for Wolves. They played at Molineux early in the season, was a 1-1 draw. Ashley Barnes, the Austrian, on the score sheet for Burnley. Joao Jimenez on the score sheet for Wolves. The last they played at the Turd House was a 2-0 win for Burnley. That's right. Connor Cody with a big fat OG. Dwight McNeil on the score sheet back in 2019. Heading into this, of course, Burnley actually undefeated in 12 of the last 13 matches in the Premier League, so they're looking pretty solid. Does make me sick. The last 6 matches, though, for Burnley, just 1 win the past 6, 1 defeat the past 6. It was a 5-0 demolition by Man City all the way back in June. Meanwhile, Wolves back onto the winning momentum, I guess, against Everton, but they did suffer back-to-back defeats before that, losing to Arsenal and losing to Sheffield United before that. So, form book, Burnley are the informed team, or one of the informed teams at the moment. The bookmakers odds 16-5 for Burnley on this one, 23-10 the draw, 11-10 for Wolves on. They are the red-hot favourites. Wolves come into the 6th in the table. A win for them could push them up into 5th above Manchester United, depending on goal difference. And of course, that 5th spot could be massive. It could not be massive. You'll have to wait and see. Meanwhile, the opposition, the Freaks, they come into this in 10th spot. A win for them could see them up to 8th for the table above Spurs. Going with them as well. Going with the 6-fingered Freakazoids. I don't know why. They're just grinding out the results, and I think they'll do the same to Wolves again. Of course, Chelsea come into this, I guess, already relegated Norwich, and this is where Norwich put up on a barnstorming performance you watch. Anyway, the last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for Chelsea, no wins for Norwich, and 3 draws. They played at Carrow Road earlier in the season. It was a 3-2 win for Chelsea. Abraham Mount on the score sheet, Abraham with a brace. Cantwell Pookie on the score sheet for Norwich. The last time they played at Stamford Bridge, though, was a 1-1 draw in the FA Cup back in 2018. However, the last time they played in the league was back in 2015 in the Premier League as well. Diego Costa on the score sheet back then. Heading into this, Norwich have actually lost the last 7 matches in the Premier League, whereas Chelsea are undefeated in the last 16 matches against Norwich in all competitions. Coming into this, just horribleness for Norwich in all competitions. Meanwhile, Chelsea, 2 wins and 2 defeats in the past 4 games. Just don't know what they're doing at the moment. Are they going to be in the Champions League? Who knows? Anyway, heading into this, the bookmakers odds will go with Chelsea. 6-1 on red hot favourites. 30-2 is the draw. 12-1 is your away win for Norwich. Norwich coming to this 20th in the table. Win for them, push them up to 24 points and do nothing for it. A win for Chelsea in 3rd, push them up to 63 points and maintain a top 3 spot. I'm sticking with it. It might not be a plain sailing victory, but a 2-1 for Chelsea in the end. Watch yourselves there. Top 4. That's it. That's what it's all about. Next up, we have Crystal Palace against Manchester United. Of course, United in action tomorrow night, tomorrow night, whatever it is, wherever you are in the world, against Southampton. So all the algorithms and the table structure and everything has not got that result in place. So that's all to bear in mind. But anyway, heading into this, they're going to be taking on Crystal Palace. This match does take place. When does it take place? It does take place on... Shit, I just closed it. It does take place on Thursday, the 16th of July. Heading into this, of course, the last 6 encounters between the two sides in all competitions, all venues, with 1 win for Palace, 1 draw, and 4 wins for United. However, they did play at Old Trafford earlier in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Palace. Jordan Ayew and Patrick Van Arnholt on the score sheet for Palace. Daniel James on the score sheet for United. The last they played at Selhurst Park, there was a 3-1 win for United back in 2019. Lukaku with a brace, Ashley Young on the score sheet. Both of those Inter Milan... Both of those Inter Milan players at the moment. That's right. Joel Ward on the score sheet for Palace back then. Palace have actually lost their last 5 matches in the Premier League, whereas United have won their last 4 matches in the Premier League. Coming into this, red hot form, United, red hot form. Red hot defeats for Palace heading into this. The bookmakers odds on this bad boy are taking place on the Thursday. It is 72 for Crystal Palace, 4-1 is the draw, 3-1 on is United. Win for Crystal Palace currently find themselves, where are you in the table? You're in 14th spot, could see them up to 45 points above Everton in 11th. A win for United in 5th, could see them rise above Chelsea into 3rd. Goodness gracious me. I can't see anything but a United when they're playing very, very good at the moment, churning out the results, getting the good performances, and defying everybody wrong at long last. A little bit too late though, hey. Meanwhile, next up, Everton up against Aston Villa. Again, must-win game for Aston Villa if they're going to stick around in the Premier League. The last 6 encounters between the two sides see 4 wins for the Toffees, 2 wins for the Villains, 0 draws. They played at Villa Park early in the season. It was a 2-0 win for Villa. Wesley and El Hazi on the score sheet for Villa. The last time they played at Goodison was a 4-0 win for Everton back in 2015. Barkley with a brace, Lukaku with a brace as well. Everton actually undefeated in their last 10 matches at home, whereas Villa actually failed to win their last 6 away matches in the Premier League. Villa just won last time out. That's the first win in at least 6 games, whereas Everton are on a 3-game winless run. The last win back in the start of July with a 2-1 win over Leicester, who are also on a really shitty bit of form. Heading into this, the bookmakers' odds taking place on Thursday, the 16th of July, 90-20 on for Everton. 30-5 is your draw. 11-4 is your away win for Aston Villa. Aston Villa in 19th spot win for them. Could push them up to 33 points and above Bournemouth in the process. A win for Everton in 11th could push them up to 48 points, which would be no move for them, but it would maintain a push for top 10. I'm going to give it with Everton, and that feat that could be the end or the beginning of the end, confirmation of the end for Aston Villa. 2-1 for me. Next up we have Leicester City up against difficult Sheffield United. Nobody wants to play Sheffield United at the moment. Anyway, heading into this, of course, the last 6 encounters sees 5 wins for the Foxes and 0 wins for the Blades. 1 draw between the two sides. They played at Bramall Lane early in the season. It was a 2-1 win for Leicester. Jamie Vardy and Harvey Barnes on the score sheet for Leicester. Oliver McBurney consolation goal for Sheffield United. The last time played at the King Power was in the FA Cup in 2018. Jamie Vardy on the score sheet again in a 1-0 win. However, the last time played at the King Power in the league that mattered was back in 2010. It was a 2-2 draw with Paul Gallagher on the score sheet for Leicester. Stevie Howard is from the penalty spot. Mark Yates on the score sheet for Sheffield United. Heading into this, Leicester actually kept a clean sheet in their last 3 home matches in the Premier League, but just 1 win and 6 for Leicester. Heading into this, Sheffield United unbeaten in 4. That's right, picked up 3 wins and a draw in the process. So they're looking very good at the moment. Leicester looking very wobbly. 11-10 for Leicester, home win. That's the odds. 12-5 is your draw. 3-1 is your Sheffield United win. There's a bit of money in that. If you're a gambler, I'd go for Sheffield United on that. So Sheffield United come into this 7th table win for them, push them up to 57 points above. That'll push them above Wolves, depending on what goes on with them, of course. And a win for Leicester in 4th could see them regain 3rd spot in the end. I'm actually going to give it to Leicester. I think realistically, I don't know. I'm not 100% sure on that prediction. It could go either way. It could probably be a draw, if I'm honest with you, which wouldn't do any of them any favours in the end. Next up, we have, of course, Manchester City up against Bournemouth. Oh, this is horrible. This is painful to watch for Bournemouth. They're going to be taking on Bournemouth against Manchester City. 6 wins at the past 6 games between the two sides going in favour of Manchester City, including a 3-1 win at the Vitality early in the season with Aguero with brace, Sterling as well. Harry Wilson, the 1-0 goal for Bournemouth. Heading into this, Bournemouth have actually lost their last 8 away matches, whereas City have actually kept a clean sheet in the last 5 home matches. They've also won the last 9 matches against Bournemouth in all competitions and scoring 4 goals in the last 3 home matches as well. Just 1 defeat the past 5 for City. That was the shock defeat against Southampton, whereas Bournemouth got back to winning ways for the first time in a long time against Leicester last time around. Is that the beginning of something new? A revitalised Bournemouth? Probably not. The bookmakers' odds on this one taking place on Wednesday the 15th of July. 8-1 on for Man City, red hot favourites. 8-1 is your draw. 14-1 is your away win for Bournemouth. Away for Bournemouth, who currently find themselves in 18th spot, could see mathematically jump above West Ham into 16th, depending on what goes on goal difference-wise. City are in 2nd, and they'll remain that way to the end of the season. Win for them will push them up to 75 points in the end. Of course, we're going to go with the Manchester City victory on this one. 4-0, comfortable win, and more pressure piling on Eddie Howe. Next up, we have Newcastle up against Spurs, of course, taking place on Wednesday, the 15th of June. The last time they played each other, in fact, the last 6 times they played each other. 2 wins for the Toon, 4 wins for Spurs, including, in fact, the last time they played against each other was at Tottenham's Fancy Fan Stadium. That was a 1-0 win for Newcastle. Joe Linton's on the score sheet. You thought you had something special then, didn't you? Joe Linton with the goal. But last time they played at St James's Park was a 2-1 win for Spurs. That's right, Vertonghen and Dele Alli on the score sheet. Joselu on the score sheet for the Toon. Heading into this, Newcastle actually undefeated in their last 6 home matches in the Premier League. They've also conceded at least 2 goals in the last 3 matches in the Premier League. So they might be undefeated, but they've only won once in the past 6. Newcastle was against Bournemouth at the start of the month. Meanwhile, Spurs just lost once in the past 6 games. That was against Sheffield United at the start of the month. Bookmakers' odds on this one, they'll probably go with Spurs on this. 60-5 for the Toon, 30-5 is your draw. 65 on is your victory for Spurs. They are the bookies' favourites. 8th in the table win for them. Could see them up to 6th. goodness gracious me, they'll be in the conversation again for the top 5, top 4, whatever it is. So a win for Spurs up to possibly 6th. A win for the Toon in 13th, could seem up to 46 points, which would be above Everton in 11th. I'm going with a 2-1 win for Mourinho's boys. It might not be pretty, but it'll get the job done in the end. Next up, Southampton up against Brighton, a battle of the South Coast boys. Heading into this, 3 wins the past 6 games, going in favour of Southampton against Brighton. 0 wins for Brighton and 3 draws. They played at the Amex earlier in the season. That's at Brighton's venue. 2-0 win for Southampton. Jajapro and Redmond on the score sheet for Southampton. Adoni got himself sent off for Brighton. However, the last time played at St Mary's was a 2-2 draw back in 2018 in the Premier League as well. Pierre-Emile Hojbjerg, Danny Ings on the score sheet for Southampton. Shane Duffy and Glenn Murphy on the score sheet for Brighton. Heading into this, Brighton have actually kept a clean sheet in the last 3 away matches. And they're also undefeated, Brighton, in the last 5 matches away from home as well. So it's their home form. The home form's killing them, but their away form is pretty good. So they've actually lost. They've actually won once at the past 5, though. Brighton, that was against Norwich away from home. Meanwhile, Southampton look pretty savvy at the moment. Just one defeat the past 5. That was against Arsenal at St Mary's as well. Of course, they're going to be taking on United prior to this game, so we'll have to wait and see what goes on with that one. Bookmakers odds on this one taking place. When does it take place? It must take place on Thursday. Yep, 16th of July, 5-4 on for Southampton. 11-5 is your draw. 23-10 is your away win. Where are you? Southampton in 12th spot. Win for them. 47 points. They could go up to 11th in the table. Win for Brighton in 15th spot, could push them up to 39 points and probably over the line for safety. I'm going with a 10-2 victory. That's probably a 2-1 win. A 2-1 win. Editor, sort that out. That's more like it. A 2-1 win for Southampton in the end. Let's give Southampton the 3 points and again move them up further the table and keep Brighton in the old guessing game. And then wrapping it up, it'll be West Ham against Watford, the battle of the W's. Heading into this, of course, the last 6 encounters sees 3 wins for the Hammers, 2 wins for Watford and 1 draw. They played at the Vicarage Road early in the season. It was a 2-1 win, a 3-1 win for Hammers. Sebastian Haller with the brace and Mark Noble on score sheet for the Hammers. Andrew Gray on score sheet for Watford. However, the last they played in Watford, or West Ham, sorry, it was a 2-0 win for Watford. Troy Deeney and Gerard Defolovolu back in 2018. Heading into this, Watford have actually failed to score in the last 4 away matches, and they've also lost the last 4 away matches as well. Coming into this, though, back-to-back wins for Watford. Of course, they were both at Vicarage Road. Meanwhile, West Ham are unbeaten in 4. Their only hiccup was that freaky defeat against them six-finger freaks, Burnley. The bookmakers' odds on this one, heading into this, of course, 11-8 for West Ham. 2-1 is your draw. 9-4 is your away win. Watford come into this 17th in the table. Win for them, push them up to 37 points. Same can be said for West Ham. They're also on 34 points. A win for them could push them up to 37, above Brighton in the process. I'm going with a 0-0 draw, which won't benefit any of the 2 sides. I like West Ham. I like Watford, and I'd like to see them both stick around next season. But that's my pickaroos. Make sure you get your own predictions in nice and early for match day number, 36. And of course, we'll have match day number 37 probably by the look of things. We'll probably have it on Thursday. Yeah, probably Thursday or Friday, depending on how the rub of the green goes. And let's just say all my predictions, come on in, bang on the nose. This is what we're dealing with. Sorry, 0-0. This is what we're dealing with here. So, of course, Liverpool lead the way, 94 points on the board. City are in 2nd. Chelsea will be up to 3rd. Leicester will be in 4th. United will be in 5th. A game in hand. That Southampton game is not calculated here. Spurs up to 6th, Wolves into 7th. Down the foot, it's Norwich, Villa and Bournemouth going down. And again, 6 points on the table. Looks like Villa would be pretty much going down. And then Bournemouth would have to win the next 2. Yeah, and I don't see it happening. That's it, my friends. That's all I've got for you. In fact, there's a little bit more I've got for you. Next season, of course, we have the Prediction League, boys and girls, so make sure you stick around for that next season. In order to not forget, make sure you smash the subscribe, smash the little bell as well, so you know when the videos come, and then you can be in there with your predictions. All you need to do is just keep on predicting as you do, and then you can be in for a bit of a gift at the end, a bit of a t-shirt, mug, something like that. Working on it, working on the stuff. But you will be crowned the prediction king, and then for the next season after, you'll be forever. Every time you make a prediction, you'll have the little king. They have the little king or queen logo next to your head, and you'll be treated as royalty. Yeah, oh yeah. But you're not gonna win it because I'm gonna win it. I am the prediction king. That's right. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, smash that thumbs up. And if you are new, smash the thumbs up. And of course, smash the subscribe and smash the little bell so you know when all the new videos are coming at you. Because we do all sorts under this thing. A lot of football, pretty much 90% football. There are the occasional other bits and pieces, but mostly football. And of course, check out the description. Links to my other social medias, platforms in there, including the patreon.com/roverseas. Make sure you check that out. patreon.com/roverseas. So till I'll see you all again, patreon.com/roverseas. Check out the old description, links to my other things, patreon.com/roverseas, all that kind of jazz. I'll see you all very, very soon. Good luck to your team, unless you're Burnley, and hopefully you bloody lose 22-0. Out! Thanks again for watching. Please like, share, and most importantly, hit the subscribe button to keep you bang up to date with all things Blackburn Rovers related, Championship related, football related. We've got it all covered right under one roof. And while I still have you, please be sure to check out some of the old videos scattered along here. I hope.